Yeah, someone just posted the vestibular system on the chat here, a live stream. But the vestibular system doesn't detect motion. That was something I was taught growing up, that it detects motion. It doesn't. It detects acceleration. Big difference. And we are able to detect acceleration pretty easily. We're not very good at detecting velocity. All we can do with velocity is measure that relative motion with respect to something else.
Oh, yeah.
Well then, doofus Danny, the dipshit astronomer, since the Earth in your ball-tard spinning space monkey religion is rotating, hence has an angular velocity, ergo the Earth is constantly accelerating, and
we are able to detect acceleration pretty easily.
Can you please explain to us why we can't detect it easily? Por favor?
You are so dumb. Damn.
And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. How's it going out there, guys? Yeah. You're lucky. I even made it on time. I can't even be late if I try to be late. It just, I can't, it just isn't in me. So, welcome to the show. I just sat down a couple minutes ago, running a little, I'm running a little behind schedule. We got a situation here. It's going to be -5 this evening, so I have to take measures, if you know what I mean. So, and I'll be doing that after the show too, but time got the best of me, but I still made it on time. How about that? What do you got going on in here? Kent, this show wasn't delayed. I changed the time yesterday to 3:30 instead of 3 p.m. This show was not delayed. I changed the time. There's a difference between delayed and changing the time. Flatsy. I'll tell you what, Nathan Oakley, this is an outrage. 25 minutes. This is no outrage. I changed the time yesterday. Not a damn outrage. You'll be contacting your MP. What, your Muppet? What's your Muppet gonna do? Too funny. Welcome to the show, guys. Power went out twice here. It's basic. Yeah, I know. This is a cold shot. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's gonna be worse tomorrow night, but I know I can take measures. I'm used to pretty cold temperatures growing up, so we're gonna have a few issues, I think. Right, -5 tonight. I think it's -10 tomorrow night. Hopefully, we can get out of this pretty quickly. And there's no going outside tomorrow. Wind chill's about -30. Yeah, that's nothing to mess around with. I used to when I was a kid because, well, you're a kid. You could that's where I learned how to dress in layers. So if you dress in layers and you guard that friggin' melon of yours and your face and your lips and your fingers and your toes and your butt, you can just go down the list, right? There's a few things you have to be concerned with when you're out in the environs in that kind of situation. There's certain things you can do. Yeah, now I'm waxing all about my childhood and how just outrageous this was. I want to thank my mom. She's no longer with us, for just an outrageously fun childhood. We didn't have much, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't change it for anything. Love you, Mom. And I miss you. I didn't think I'd be going into that today. We're going to be here taking to the woodshed this MindSHOT, mind-numbing idiot that thinks he's some type of intellectual. So we're going to take a few stabs. Well, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let him do it. He's going to do it himself. And ironically, he's reviewing a video that I reviewed. I did a treatment on this video. I think it was 2 or 3 shows. You remember it was with Denise and Mr. Magoo? When I pull it up, you'll remember it. Yeah, take them to the woodshed. Yeah, there's the star of the show. Well, not the star of the show. The co-star is one of our own. I'm not going to give it away till you see it. But he did a review. It came across my recommended. I don't really follow this guy. I think I seen him one time before. It was months ago. And if I'm not mistaken, he did a review of the Professor David Weiss little fiasco. And I can remember, I don't think I looked at it. I think we were in an after show or something, and somebody pulled it up, and we were watching this guy post fallacies, right? He got a dinger, ding, fallacy. But like I said, I just watched it a little bit, and I didn't follow the guy. Kind of forgot about him until I seen it on my feed, and I said, I ain't got nothing better to do. Let's see what's up. And what an abject train wreck. And he was trying to do it to one of our own, so I took that as a backhanded slight. So I'm going to issue him an ass whooping. How about that? And what better day to do it on a Saturday in the afternoon at 3:38 right now? Unless you guys got some better ideas, go ahead and pass them along in chat. This is the one, and well, I'll probably look at the chat 3 or 4 times. It just depends. I don't think we're to go too long today. I always say that. We'll see how it goes, right? But I don't think we're not going to be here for 5 hours. I'm going to tell you that right now. A matinee, yeah, that's right. We'll see where it lands. I'm going to probably get really hungry. You know what's going to happen? Because the prep has already begun. The chicken, and everyone, Betty, you should know about this because you're the mother-clucking chicken chucker. The chicken is already cooked. See, but that's not dinner. See, dinner is chicken soup. That's right, baby. Homemade chicken soup. And my wife makes it so killer. And I haven't had it for months. And it's freezing outside. Look at it. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't. It's the simple things, man. I learned that a long time ago. It's the simple things in life. And there's nothing better than homemade chicken soup. If you ever tasted my wife's homemade chicken soup, you'd never leave. So don't come over. Buddy. Oh. We'll get to it. We got some people. Hey, we got 47 people there. Yeah. Yep. Most of them are probably cold, too. Nothing to do outside. It's taking a good part of the United States with it. I think they canceled at least one playoff game. And if they don't do that stuff, people. As long as I've been watching, I can't remember a single NFL game, much less a playoff game being canceled. That just doesn't happen. Now, I was shocked. So the Buffalo-Pittsburgh, it'd have to be Pittsburgh too. The Buffalo-Pittsburgh, I'm kind of torn because I'm from Pittsburgh, right? from the home of the world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. But when I say that, I'm talking about the 70s Steelers. You know, me, Joe Green, and Jack Lambert, and Franco Harrison. That's what I mean. Not these Steelers. And I just like football. Anyway. But I do like the Bills. So it's a win-win for me. I'm not a fan, quote, unquote. That means fanatic. I just like football. I just like watching football. But they canceled that game up in Buffalo. They were having some dangerous conditions up there. And if you ever been in the vicinity of Buffalo, you know what I mean. But yeah, look at this. It's going to be 12 degrees in Greenbow, Alabama. What's Flatsy going to do? You better get them fires going. Tell you that. Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, look out. 12 in Alabama. Unbelievable. Yeah. So, like I said, I got a couple more things to do. I'll take care of them after that chicken soup. After we're done here. Let me get my act together here, folks, and then we'll launch into it. Okay, you guys behave yourself. We got Kim and Android, Divergent Droid out there to take care of everything. And you guys pretty much, I don't watch all the treatments back over again, but the ones that I do, I'd pay attention to chat, and you guys behave yourselves pretty good. Yeah, so I have no complaints about that. I very rarely see people getting timed out, unless there's not too many complete asses, unless they fall bass backwards into this. They got nothing better to do. So that's usually taken care of, so I'm not concerned about that. That's not showing up, and that's not a good thing. All right. So I'm going to let this budge a little bit, not only to give a background. I haven't gone over this too many times. So not only get a background for you, but give me a little bit background too. I hope he doesn't copyright strike me, because I'm going to let this run for a little bit. In certain places, I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let it run for a little while. You know what? If you want to copy strike it, MindSHOT. I don't really care either. Who cares? I don't think he's smart enough to copyright strike it, to be honest with you. All right, you know what? I didn't even check the sound. Let's just go. I can always adjust it on the fly. Let's go 6, and hopefully it doesn't backfeed. Like I said, this is MindShock. I call him MindSHOT. I'm going to issue a little ass whooping here today. And I'm going to give him a mind stomp. How about that? Like I said, he thinks he's some type of intellectual that goes through, identifies logical fallacies, right? And he does that. He got his little dinger. But he dings it. Now, sometimes he stops and said, okay, this is the fallacy that was used. But for the majority of time, 90% of the time, he'll just ding and put a, ad underneath the fallacy title without mentioning what fallacy was used. So I noticed that during this video. I'm sitting there, wait a second. Okay, there could have been some fallacies, but you're not identifying. You're just dinging them. In fact, he just dings arbitrarily for no reason at all. And sometimes in complete contradiction of what's happening in the video. I'm sitting there, this dude's a clown. I don't know whether he took a couple hits of helium before he gets on these shows, but his voice, it's like a cross between, a chipmunk that's taken a couple hits of helium and the Wicked Witch of the North. You'll see what I mean here in a second if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Canterbury, I forgot about this goofball. Yeah, he like I said, just a pretender clown. Thinking he's all that, right? Well, you're not all that, brother. I'm going to take a few slices off you to feed them to my wolf pups. Bozo. All right, let's see what we got here. Make sure I don't get any Skype calls. All right, we got the screen over. We got the volume. It's looking good. We're going to start this from the beginning. And let's roll, guys. Yeah, that's his IQ. Mind Stomp. Yeah, that's exactly his IQ, along with the crayon munchers that he's reviewing, namely Denise and Mr. Magoo. So their collective IQ right here. So that's helpful. Saying he got electricity and clouds in his mind or something? Is that what he's going for? Who knows? It's a bunch of emptiness, that's for sure. It's MindSHOT. Hold on, folks. This might be a little loud. I'm going to have to turn this down on my end. 1 second. Try that.
If you like audiobooks or audio shows.
So there you go. Surprise, surprise, surprise. See, like I told you, it's one of our own. This distinguished Nathan Oakley. You guys remember this video, right? Remember when these guys had a debate? I can't remember how long that was. He did his review 4 months ago. It's a lot older than 4 months. So, yeah. So he kind of stepped in it big time here, MindShock, right? Because I was interested in his analysis and his evaluation, and it turned into an abject train wreck. Now, it's not going to be a sole focus on MindShock, because we've got Denise up here in the left-hand corner. You see this guy up here? That's Denise, remember? And Mr. Magoo, Josh, the retard of the ages. I mean, him and MindSHOT are right around the same IQ. He's coming up like a close third. Now, I'm going to try to focus the main attack, right, on MindSHOT, but he's going to be reviewing this. I cannot stop it. You know, if Denise is going to say something stupid, which is definitely going to happen, and if Josh is going to say something stupid, and everything that he says is stupid, then I'm going to have to reevaluate it. So you get a bonus, right? And it's all interconnected. It's all interweaved, you know, with the interwebs. So I'm just telling you right off the bat how this is going to go. All right? Here we go.
Check out a free trial of Audible. Just click the link in the description.
Welcome to MindShock. This is your host, Bruce McGuire.
What the hell kind of voice is that, dude? Did somebody snip your gems? Like I said, it's like a twist. Yeah, I'm ad hominem you because it's bad, dude. You're like a chipmunk, like I said, on helium. And then cross that with the Wicked Witch of the North.
And we have another flat earth debate analysis today. This one was highly requested, so it shot to the top of the list. Our current Dunning-Kruger champion in these debates, and any debate, is, of course, Michael Sartain. No one has amassed the amount of...
Michael Sartain. I know that name. Where do I know that name from? Now, I'm not going to look in chat, but I've heard that name before. So, according to MindSHOT, that Michael Sartain, whoever that dude is the current champion, fallacy champion. So I don't know. I don't know how Josh is not going to just absolutely crush that. But, yeah. and even our guy here, MindSHOT, who's got about the same intelligence as Josh over here, as you're going to see here in a few minutes. Or over the next... Oh, my God, this is 6 hours. I forgot about that. Listen, I don't think I'm going to make it through 6 hours of this video. We might do a couple, 2 or 3 evaluations of this, but I'm not doing the whole 6 hours. It's not happening. Because 6 hours of this and how stupid this is, that you might extrapolate maybe 2 months of doing treatments with this one. Nah, that ain't gonna happen, folks. I'm just telling you that right now.
Fallacies that this Dunning-Kruger champion Sartain has amassed. But on that podcast, there was a lot of interest in this Earth Chronicles versus FED debate with the one and only Nathan Oakley, David Whitehead, Patrick Gunnels, and Josh Reed. So apparently David Whitehead and Josh Reed have a podcast, Earth Chronicles, and I will be getting into all of that in this logical analysis of flat Earth debate. Disclaimer, all of these logical debates, they're not actually about the shape of the Earth.
Logical debates? What's he talking about? What do you mean logical debates? That makes no sense to me. How is this a logical debate? Does MindSHOT even know what logic is? Doesn't sound like it.
They're about logical argumentation. I don't know why there's so many tricks.
This is a geometric argument, numpty. It's as simple as that. Is the Earth a sphere-tard, or is it measured flat? That's what this argument about. This is a geometric argument. That's it. Period.
Triggered goofs who they don't have the mental capacity to understand.
You're the delusional Dunning-Kruger goof, sir. MindSHOT. This is gonna be demonstrated here over the next however long we go. It's gonna come pretty fast, I think.
That I am not examining conclusions. This isn't about determining the actual shape of the Earth, regardless of what it might be. This is MindShock. I do not claim anything is true or untrue.
He doesn't claim anything is true or untrue. Your parents must be prouder than game roosters, right? See, you take no position, you weasel, right? Because you're probably gutless. I'm just spitballing here. No intestinal fortitude, no honor, right? Just a coward, correct? That's the vibes I'm getting. I'm feeling those vibrations. Bozo.
Motto here, of course, is the only thing we know for sure is that we don't know anything for sure. So we are.
Wait a second. The only thing you know for sure is that you don't know anything for sure? What is this? Argument by cliche? So you do know something. You just don't know anything for sure. Do you know that for a fact? Idiot.
We're only examining argumentation and counting the fallacies and the zingers for comedic effect to.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the zingers. I think that's, that maybe funny pokes or something. I don't know. Right. But he counts the fallacies, but he doesn't identify them. Maybe one, like I said, he'll identify a few along the way, but he'll ding each person here when he thinks that they commit a fallacy, but each ding doesn't stop him. He doesn't stop and explain what fallacy is. He'd ding you like 10 times and not even speak to it. So I don't know. I don't get it. I'm going to ding this dingbat.
To see who will become the Dunning-Kruger champion if anybody can unseat the one and only Michael Sartain, which is going to be a...
All right. He keeps on mentioning this guy. Maybe you guys know who this is. Michael Jordan or Jackson? Sartain. Is that an S? Let's just take a jab at it. Is that it? Michael Sartain girlfriend? I don't think I want that. Michael Sartain. Have I seen this guy before? Michael Captain U.S. Air Force retired. Really? Have I seen this guy before? Michael Sartain. Oh, he's got a
Actual Tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
What the hell is this? What did I get myself into? I've seen this guy somewhere. Hold on. Let me go back to live stream. Hold on a second. Maybe somebody else can tell. Who's Michael Sartain, guys? I've seen that face before. Where did I see him at? No one's going to tell me? You guys probably don't even know. Somebody knows him. I see him. I see you guys talking about him out here. Where have I seen that face before? Let's move on. You guys ain't gonna help. You're probably talking about something else, right? About how the grass grows or something. Let's continue.
Herculean task at this point, because I don't know if anybody can prove to be goofier than that goof. But
I don't think so. Now, I don't know Michael Sartain, but Josh here is one of the dumbest people. He's top 3 dumbest people I've ever listened to in my life. He is that stupid. I mean, he should be institutionalized. Actually, you know, the guys in white coats with the long needles, the whole 9 yards, paddy wagon, rubber room, emergency lobotomy, everything, tranquilizers, you name it. If you guys don't remember, you're going to get an up close remembrance here. Maybe not. I don't know if he's going to do it today. We'll see how far we get, but there's no doubt of this. What did this guy do that was absolutely ridiculous? Oh, right. Yeah. He thinks that Kansas is at sea level. You remember that guy? That's him right there. He said, what was that stupid? He's asking a stupid question over and over again. When should we see, if you're coming into Denver from Kansas, when should we see curvature? And I can remember saying, well, 4 o'clock. He asked it about 20 times. I just changed the times. And then he said, you know, Kansas, which is pretty much at sea level. I'm sorry. I digress. Forgive me.
But we will see, and hopefully this will be very educational. As always, if you enjoyed the podcast, find it interesting and informative, want to help spread logic and reason to a world where it is quickly going extinct, as clearly evidenced in any and all flat earth debate.
Yeah, by baltards. They're morons. And especially exampled by you. We're going to see that here coming up in a few minutes.
As well as many other debates. You can donate to our PayPal. Just check the link in the description.
We ain't donating
videos,
shit.
That's how the YouTube streams and chats. Like, analysis, co-podcaster requests.
We're going to pop through here, folks.
Leave them in the comment section. I am not flawless. I am sure I miss logical fallacies and zingers as well.
You're going to miss a ton of... You don't deal with them. Like I said, periodically you'll stop, but that's about it. I would say 95% of the dings that go off here at fallacies, he just gives dings. He doesn't demonstrate that they're fallacious or fallacies.
For all individuals in these debates, if you believed I missed any, you can add them in the comment section or wherever. Okay, so just a quick intro. I will say this about Nathan Oakley and some of these Nathan Oakley fanboys.
Oh, brother, here we go.
Guys might get a little upset about me.
What's a fanboy? What's that? I mean, what are you, 3? I mean, Nathan and I are friends. I'm not a fanboy. What are you going to start with the ad-homs? I'll bet you is.
Nathan Oakley actually did drop in on a few MindShock live chats.
Did he?
And he was not impressive, to say the least.
Oh, not impressive. So you're going to attempt to poison the well here. Huh? Little poisoning of the well. You know, set the table. Mr. Fallacy. Yeah, that's an ad hominem fallacy. Poisoning the well. It's a type of ad hom. You crayon-munching clown.
Now... some people actually think he's the smartest and the best debater.
Oh, brother. Gag me with a spoon. Get to the point.
I've seen a couple of his debates. Personally, I think Austin Whitsitt.
What? What did you what?
Is actually head and shoulders above all.
The double-speaking lion surat that contradicts himself with every other breath is head and shoulders above Nathan. You glue-sniffing fungus muncher. You think that's going to fly here? Dumbass. Well, that makes sense because we're going to show how you're an abject moron. So that makes sense coming out of the mouth of an abject moron. Right? So good job poisoning the well. Austin shits at 10. He couldn't fucking debate out of a soup sandwich. Clown. And you're a clown for even bringing him up.
Without even a close second.
There's no one close to his doublespeaks and contradictions. Shits at 10s. I mean, I've run him for the past year. They're in the high hundreds at this point, clown. Mind shit.
So, I've never really been impressed with Oakley.
There we go again, just personal incredulity, personal opinions, right? It's just poisoning. This is fallacious. Good job, MindSHOT.
Just because of the nature of his argumentation.
It's the nature of his argumentation. It's the garnish around his argumentation that little old Missy MindSHOT has a problem with. You know, this is still fallacious there, MindSHOT.
And of course his accent, and I'm the last person.
He dogs him out because of his accent, because of his voice. That's like Pol Pot charging the Dalai Lama with genocide. You can't make this dumb shit up. He just train wrecked himself again. Unbelievable.
Should be talking about voices, so
yeah.
I'm not claiming that this is scientific in any way.
What the hell does scientific have to, what does natural science have to do with what you're talking about? What was that? What with your? Do you think your ad hom was natural science? How about this discussion on whether the Earth is flat or a horizontal plane or a sphere? Do you think that's scientific? MindSHOT? Is that what you mean? You think just sitting here talking, is that scientific? What do you mean exactly? Bozo.
But I just personally, subjectively find him difficult to listen to.
Here we go. Find him difficult to listen to. Did you check your speakers or your headphone for a bad connection?
Again, that is not saying he's wrong about anything in that direction. Just he's difficult to listen to, so you're giving your personal take, and this is one huge, massive poisoning the well fallacy. Can't make this up, folks. Mr. Logical Fallacy, pointing out logical fallacies, is using a logical fallacy right now. I can only do it in certain doses, not like sarcasm.
Shut up before I slap
anyway,
you.
Nathan Oakley came into the MindShock chat and embarrassed himself.
Brother, gag me with a spoon. Get to something substantive instead of your mindless drivel. No, we ain't gonna make it that long here, folks.
By proving that he doesn't understand even what an ad hom logical fallacy.
What? I've known Nathan for a long time, and I've heard him define ad hom fallacy hyper specifically to a T. So you're full of shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
He is, because this guy, I mean, he talks about logical fallacies all the time. I mean, I'm sure he gets a whole bunch of them correctly, but in the MindShock chat,
he gets a whole bunch of them correctly. Do you speak any English?
He was, I believe this was in reference, I believe he dropped in on the David Weiss versus Flat Earth Dave podcast, logical analysis that I did on MindShock, and he thought I wasn't counting ad homs because, again, just to reiterate for people who don't know what an ad hominem logical fallacy is, it's when you attack the individual making the argument instead of the argument itself.
Yes, we know he's known that ever since I've known him. That's exactly what he says.
So when you attack the argument itself, and then also in addition to clearly addressing and refuting argumentation points, in addition to that.
Are you talking about in addition to?
In addition.
You sure it's addition? We were unsure. Is that addition?
If you also call the person an idiot or whatever, that's not an ad hom.
That's correct. Betty, are you listening to this? How many times have I explained that to you? Right? As long as I deal with the argument, my assessment of the opponent's performance after that has nothing. It's not an ad hominem fallacy. So, somebody's hollering snow. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, it's starting to snow. That's beautiful. Sorry about that, guys. All right, thanks, honey, for interrupting my show. Now, what was I talking about? She got me off my game. Oh, Betty and at-home fallacies. How many times I told you guys, yeah, you're the bad guy, QE. He got this one right. He's correct. As long as you deal with the argument and you destroy the argument, if you make an assessment after that, like you're a glue-sniffing fungus muncher, then that's above and beyond. That's not an at-home. So you're correct. Give you a +1.
Because you have addressed the argument and refuted it either well or not well, whatever the case may be. If you address the argument, made your points there, and then added a descriptor or adjective of whatever kind, that's not an ad hom. But for whatever
Correct.
reason, Nathan Oakley couldn't process that.
Nah, that's bullshit, because he definitely can process that. He knew that before you did. Guarantee you that. So I don't know where you're dragging this up from. Why don't you give us some cowbell and demonstrate this colossal poisoning the well ad hominem logical fallacy.
So I was not impressed with his
Who gives a shit what you are or what you think? You're a dumbass. We're going to demonstrate that here in a few minutes.
So-called intelligence that many people laud him for.
He's pretty quick on the uptake.
I don't see it. And then
Well, open your eyes and clear those speakers out and get a good connection.
he got really triggered and started throwing a temper.
This triggered shit. I was in Evo-tard land for years and years and years in those type of topics. I'd never heard that phrase. I'm sorry, the word, triggered. What the hell does that word mean? Yeah, somebody PM me and tell what does that mean? And then what does that mean downstream? Let's say you say a person's triggered, whatever that is. What does that mean for their claim, for their rebuttal, for their arguments? What does that mean? Does that like superimpose some type of, I don't know, negative connotation to? I don't get it. Tell me. It's just stupid.
Tantrum at me exposing his illogicality.
You couldn't expose Little Miss Muffet. We're going to see that here.
And why it wasn't an ad hom, and like a 4-year-old who was just
Here we go. Just how long have we been going on this like mammoth poisoning the well fallacy? Unbelievable.
throwing this tantrum in the chat on how it really was an ad hom when it clearly wasn't,
brother.
obviously. Because again, if the argument is clearly addressed and
Listen, you already defined it. We already know what it is.
countered, and you simply add whatever, if you insult, if you will, whatever descriptor, objective or not, calling someone a Dunning-Kruger goof is
That's what you are. A delusional Dunning-Kruger goof. You got it. Yep, you're projecting.
that an ad hom? Not if I actually addressed the argument and clearly addressed and refuted each and every.
Yeah, we already been over this 3 times. What do you like? Tell them again, and then tell them what you told them, and then start over again? Are you from England?
Every point, like I do here. Not that maybe I don't do it perfectly all the time, again, but in general, when I call people Dunning-Kruger goofs,
That's what you are. Delusional Dunning-Kruger goof.
do I not address their arguments? Do I
I don't, probably not. Not all the time. I would suspect. I don't know. I don't watch your dumbass.
not point out the fallacies before calling them a Dunning-Kruger?
Yeah, I've dealt with that, and we're gonna get a good representation here. You just ding them. That's not pointing out logical fallacies. That's just adding dings. Now, after each ding, if you would say, okay, this is what he did, each logical fallacy, it would get kind of monotonous after a while, but that's what you need to do. I've done it before. I know how it is.
Your goof. And is a Dunning-Kruger goof, I don't even consider that an insult.
My God, he just doesn't stop. Get on with actual discussion or debate or whatever this is. It's painful.
Because, again, according to the definition of an insult, there's an intention.
Oh my God, he's defining insult.
To offend someone when you insult someone. If you're simply calling a spade, is that an insult? Some people can pretend and hallucinate it's an insult.
Oh my
but again, I don't
God.
consider that an insult because my intention is actually not to make them feel bad or insult them in any way. My intention is to be objective as possible and simply call it as it is. Because if someone...
Oh boy. Are you going to get to the actual subject matter? You think? I'm almost at, I need a break. He hasn't even started yet. Just droning on about nonsensical drivel. And it coming off the pinnacle of his mammoth poisoning the well fallacy.
Some of these individuals have mental disabilities.
That's you and Josh. And coming in a quick third is Denise up here. So, yeah, you've identified him. We're going to see how that is here over the next hour or so.
It's not an insult to
And for the next 2 or 3 episodes.
point out a mental disability because if they can get the help they need, they can actually
What the hell are you on about now?
get smarter and stop humiliating themselves here.
What are
In
you,
flat-
Mother Teresa? And they watch your videos and they figure out that you're not insulting them, but they're total dumbasses, and that's what you think. What? You're delusional. What the hell is he babbling about? Who knows? It's fucking creepy.
Flat Earth debates or any other debates or just on social media in general because there's so many goofs on social media. Again,
Yeah, you're one of the biggest goofs. Now we're on goofs on social media. This guy, somebody fly in him some Adderall, right, and start central lining it.
why do I use the word goof? People that are goofy or silly, illogical, if you will, are goofs. That's not necessarily an insult. That's in my opinion, accurate descriptor. An accurate descriptor.
An accurate. I don't think you needed to say it twice.
Someone being silly and illogical and humiliating themselves is
like you and Josh and Denise. Yes, we're going to see that.
a goof. And if
Yeah, you're a goof.
they are suffering from the Dunning-Kruger
That's exactly what you're suffering from. You pinpointed it.
effect, where they're too incompetent to see their own incompetence,
Yeah, exactly. You got it. See, the first step is recognizing that you do have a problem.
is that an insult? I don't consider any of that ad hom because
He's still on insults. He just can't stop himself.
addressing the arguments and then describing the people making the arguments after clearly
After
addressing all of the arguments, not instead of. Simple concept, but for whatever reason,
This is really, really dragging on too far. I might have to do some fivers. Let's see.
Nathan Oakley couldn't grasp it. Threw a 4-year-old temper tantrum.
Here we go again. Another ad hom fallacy. He's still poisoning the well. He's kind of trailing off at the end there, but still, this one's a massive poisoning the well ad hominem fallacy.
Had a breakdown and then stormed off. I think he dropped it on maybe 2 different chats, and then he hasn't been back since.
Oh, brother.
His humiliation at
I know. He's completely humiliated. He went into therapy after that for months.
being pointed out. That doesn't mean he doesn't call out fallacies correctly 90% of the time, maybe 90%.
90%. 69.8% of statistics are made up on the spot. This guy's, he's adult, is what he is.
9% of the time. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of
He doesn't know, but he's giving you statistics. He doesn't know, though. You're a moron.
this content. But I did want to address that.
He did want to address 5 minutes of his fallacious nonsense. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. So does my audience. They can already tell you're a pretender clown numpty dipshit. It's going to get worse.
I don't know. Maybe I lost a lot of listeners for.
Yeah, the smart one, yeah. I should end it. I'm just doing it for my audience. I'm taking one for the team. Because, yeah, I wouldn't have listened to this anymore. If I wasn't doing a treatment, I would have just turned it off and laughed at you.
For going off. But again, this is a logical podcast. I'm not taking sides.
This is a logical podcast. Meanwhile, for 5 minutes, he's been in the midst of ad hominem fallacy. The type is poisoning the well. Textbook.
I call it like I see it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, now moving on to David Whitehead.
Wait a second. Now we're going to move on. We're almost there.
I actually was a pretty big David Whitehead fan. I would say still am. It's just I haven't the Unslaved. I know him from the Unslaved podcast.
So Denise. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, from the Unslaved. I don't remember that, but okay.
With Michael Tsarian, or however people pronounce his name. There's a lot of different opinions on that guy, and I don't really have a set opinion on Tsarian either. Some people also think he's some kind of gatekeeper shill.
He's just going off in all kind of different directions. Why didn't you just introduce him, right? Just introduce these guys and just play the video.
But there's a lot of he actually put out a lot of great occult information. And again, for those who don't know, occult doesn't mean satanic. Occult simply means hidden knowledge. So there would be good.
Why would you even have to state that? Is your audience that stupid? I guess that I'll take that back. Go on.
And bad hidden knowledge, the dark side, the light side, whatever, good and evil. So there would be both included in occult. Occulted is simply hidden information, hidden knowledge. It doesn't mean bad. A lot of the time it is bad. People doing occult satanic sacrifices, etc., that's obviously bad. Violating the will of others, acting immorally. But there's also a good side of the occult, hidden knowledge that is beneficial. So, yeah.
Where's the hidden knowledge that's been beneficial? Provide an example.
I know a lot of people don't understand that, so just to preempt the triggered comments, I just want
to there we go with the triggered. This guy is so friggin' delusional, Dunning-Kruger. It's scary. And back to the triggered word. Jeez. Bunch of Sally snowflakes.
Wanted to add that. Okay. So the Unslaved podcast used to be on YouTube. I don't think they're on YouTube anymore. I haven't even seen David Whitehead in a while, so I was actually kind of surprised when
I seen this guy on Netflix. Right? He was on Ripley's Believe It or Not. No, it wasn't that. It was, man, I'm dating myself with that. He was on with Captain Kirk. I can't recall the show. That's where I seen him. I seen him on Netflix.
And people requested this analysis. I see him pop up. So I am impartial to him. I believe he's on the Globe side here. So we'll see how that works.
He would be. Look how stupid he is. Look at the look on his face. If you give him a piece of colored tape, it'd keep him busy for hours.
Josh Reed, I believe I've seen him before.
Now, he's mentally handicapped. I mean, certifiably. Yeah. He's in your neighborhood, MindSHOT. This guy's scary stupid. I mean, institutional level stupid.
I don't remember where. So I don't know what's going to be going on with him. And then Patrick Gunnels, also, I don't really know him. Apparently he's on some kind of red pill, something or other. Bringing forth red pill knowledge. Red Pill Project, Joshua Reed. So,
wasn't you just talking about Patrick, and then that was a poor transition. I thought you were reading or looking up something with Patrick, and then he went right into Joshua Reed. Wasn't that creepy? Is it just me? Perhaps.
Got here linked redpills.tv. Don't really know anything about this guy. So
What guy? This guy? You were talking about Patrick, and then you know what happened.
So let's see how this played out. I clipped out some people accuse me of
Oh, here we go then. Then we're off. All right.
picking some of these analysis. I actually played out. I clipped out some people accuse me of cherry picking some of these analysis.
Why would they do that? Only because they don't know what cherry picking is. Don't you think? You might have wanted to state that. Let me just move on.
I actually play the analysis in full, except sometimes the opening and the close if it's just rambling that's not related to the actual flat earth debate. In this case, there's a whole bunch of technical issues they're having in the first couple minutes, so I clipped all that out. So let's get started here.
So David, can I ask you a
Thank the Lord.
question?
Go ahead, buddy.
How did this come about?
I'm not your buddy, pal.
It was a demand from people in the chat of our previous shows, because Josh and I take a different position, and so they were like, "You guys have to have someone on. We want to hear the debate. We want to hear the discussion." So I said, "Okay, fine. Let's."
So you want to hear the opinions on debates and discussions about the nature of our reality? Does that make sense to you? Do people debate facts? There, Denise. You're already starting off non sequitur. It's just going to get worse from here. That's a really stupid statement if you think about it. But you're not thinking. There's nothing in there. Caper-sized piece of horseshit, maybe, but that's about it.
Let's do it. So I just put a chat. I put like a message in the Badlands Media back chat, and I said, "Hey, is there any guys in our community that are into flat Earth that want to come on and debate us about it?"
Let's debate reality. Is that a bread box? Let's debate whether that's a bread box or not. Friggin' bozos.
And Patrick's like, "I'm your Huckleberry." I was like, "All right, that's literally it."
So why
That was deep.
you though? I mean, have you got a vested interest in the subject or something?
Well, I've had an immense curiosity. I've been following the subject very closely since 2014.
He's been following this since 2014? Okay.
I'm sort of I've gotten quite addicted to listening to flat Earth debates for the last few years and making my own observations and doing this.
Listening to flat Earth debates? I wonder which ones you're listening to. So they're debating about reality?
Research. So my vested interest is to state a different position. And
you got a different position on what reality is. That don't make any damn sense.
For the audience to have these claims on both sides spoken about.
For you to demonstrate to the audience that you're dumbass cracker. That's what this is all about.
Under scrutiny from the other side, so that it's not just people dumping information without having any checks. You know what I'm
Scrutiny from the other side? What the hell is he babbling about? And claims without checks? What is he on about? Who knows?
saying? So I really just want to get the whole story out there so that in the end people can watch this discussion and then come to their own conclusion.
Oh, they're going to come to their own conclusion that you and Josh need to be institutionalized, and MindSHOT here needs sympathy.
This is actually really curious.
Yeah, really stupid.
I'm a bit surprised that he phrased it quite like that. So again, like I said, I was a pretty big David Whitehead fan. I wouldn't say huge fan, but I liked what
he's a pretty big fan. Not a huge fan, but a pretty big fan.
He was coming from in terms of, not blindly believing corrupt authorities. Now, he kind of took the opposite position here because he's basically saying, he wants to bring it to have the other side. Now, would it
He wants to bring it to have the other side. What the hell does that mean? And yeah, are you surprised that he took the position of a ball-tard? He's as dumb as a bag of hammers. That shouldn't surprise you. Are you saying you're surprised by the choice, or even that the choices were offered? Who knows?
Technically be the side of the corrupt scientism establishment pretending to be scientific just for the sake of having the other side.
It's shocking, right? MindSHOT. You know, this subject has nothing whatsoever to do with science. Natural science and the scientific method, to be specific, nothing. It's a category error. Right? This is a geometric argument. That's really what it boils down to. So we have people debating geometry when you get right down to it. Not natural science and the scientific method. Natural science and the scientific method only adjudicate natural cause and effect relationships. That's it. It has nothing whatsoever to do with shapes and aspects, spheres and flat. Nothing whatsoever. It's totally non sequitur. You're a moron. And so is he. And so is anyone else that doesn't recognize that. Because we immediately know that they're pretender clown numpty dipshits.
I mean, that's kind of a weird stance, because if you're just about truth, which David Whitehead purported to be in everything I've ever seen him in other than this now with this opening. So I find that kind of curious that he
contradicts himself. He contradicts his stance. Right, that shouldn't surprise you. Because he's a heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey. That's why. It drives him to it.
He would phrase it like that, as if you need to have an opposite side just for the sake of it. Why not just objectively, logically, neutrally follow the scientific method, logically examine something without the need...
Follow the scientific method for what? MindSHOT? Isn't this flat earth versus sphere-tard debate? That science has nothing to do with this. If you would have brought up a cupcake recipe, it would have had the same relevance. That's how stupid you are. And so is he, Denise. I could stop right now. Right now, you're exposed. Mae West is in the corner blushing. It's all over for you right now. The rest were just dancing on your grave.
Need for jumping to a side or presenting... I mean, there could be many different sides. Some people don't believe in either of these two models.
There's many different sides. Either of these two models? There's no models here. This isn't science. It's geometry. This isn't natural science. And you don't know what a scientific model is. He doesn't know what a scientific model is. What the hell are you talking about?
Models. So, do you really...
Let me take that back, folks, so everyone gets to hear what this idiot said.
Logically examine something without the need for jumping to a side or presenting... I mean, there could be many different sides. Some people don't believe in either of these two models. So, do you really...
Yeah, the models don't exist. It's non sequitur. It's a category error. And believe? What does believe have to do with geometry? You don't know what believe means, do you? MindSHOT. Mind dump. No, you don't. That's for sure.
Only need somebody just representing 10 different sides of 10
different... What are the 10 different sides? So, the debate... This is so stupid. So, there's 10 different sides on the debate for the nature of reality. Think about that statement. Let that marinate for a while. And discover how incredibly non sequitur and stupid it is. Are you an adult?
different models just for the sake of it. Why not just follow the evidence wherever it leads and logically examine something without taking a position for the sake of taking a position?
Yeah, I said I got you right there. He's compromised his ideals. Is what you're saying. I got you, but you train wrecked yourself in the process.
I mean, that's the problem with a lot of these debates and in modern society in general, and the rise of the cult of scientism.
Well, that's a problem with a lot of debates. They're not debates. And again, we're debating the nature of reality. We're debating geometry. That's non sequitur. You get it? Probably not.
Now, David Whitehead, I don't know if he's technically calls himself an anarchist or whatever, but he's technically not into authority worship. I mean, he's all about
authority worship. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. He doesn't go into it. That's pretty creepy. What does that exactly mean? Maybe you can do a review of this video. See if you got some nads. If you do, can you tell us what that is? Authority worship, and provide an example? Thanks.
Personal responsibility, personal accountability, living life, according to your moral code, not blindly following orders. So as far as I know, I'm not an expert in David Whitehead. I've seen maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 podcasts with him in the past a while ago.
Didn't you talk about this before? Yeah, we got the idea. You haven't listened to him and his podcast in a while. Yeah, we got that. Right? The first time we got it. The third time, it's getting a bit redundant. We get it.
Unslaved podcast. I don't know if that's even still a thing.
Oh,
but before that all got paywalled and
okay, we're off on another tangent now. Not dealing with the subject material. Focus.
Membership only website and taken off of YouTube. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but I don't know. I just haven't listened to it in a while. But they had really interesting guests, really interesting viewpoints, and I don't remember Whitehead vehemently just jumping sides or taking any positions on anything, simply advocating for the pursuit of truth and open-minded, non-dogmatic.
Open-minded. Yeah, we got to be open-minded about geometry. I'm going to put that down as one of my refrigerator rules.
Approaches. Now here it's kind of weird. He's saying he's become obsessed with flat earth debates. Why?
Well, because he's a clueless clown. He's a religitard. He's dead in a religion. It's called the heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. That is the behavior of zealotry. That's why. Duh. Next block of instruction, how to sit down. Then point at a friggin' horse.
I mean, that's a curiosity in and of itself. So, do people think he's a shill? I actually haven't seen claims of people.
Here we go with the shill nonsense. Pretty painful there, MindSHOT.
Claiming that Whitehead is a shill, but who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. We don't know. Maybe he's a strawberry. Who knows? We don't know. I don't know.
Let's continue here.
That's all I want to do.
And what's your position? I don't actually know anybody's position, so.
Well, I'm going to state it in the show. But
clown. Look at, you're deranged.
Yeah, I do not agree at all with the flat earth premise.
Wait a second. What? Number one, Denise. This isn't an agree-disagree subject. This is an objective subject about geometry. That's what this is. So you're in a complete category error. And what the hell is the flat earth premise? Por favor. MindSHOT, why aren't you on this? Let's see if he gets on it.
I'm not. I don't think that that's the case. I believe the earth is spherical. And
that's another problem. That's what I'm telling you. You believe the earth is spherical. Belief is accepted without evidence. That's religion. That's the heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the poster child. There he is, Denise. I couldn't have said that better myself. Thank you very much, religitard.
And I believe there's many ways to prove it without relying on...
He believes there's many ways to prove it. Is absolutely non sequitur. Belief is acceptance without evidence. So you accept without evidence proof sees. That's what he just said. Let's rewind it. Listen to that again. Let's go back. I'll pull another fiver. Check this out.
Not agree at all with the flat Earth premise. I don't think that that's the case. I believe the Earth is spherical, and I believe there's many ways to prove it without.
He believes there's many ways to prove it. That's non sequitur. He accepts without evidence. He accepts without proof. Proof sees. That's what he just said, folks.
Relying on NASA or even complex science or math.
Relying on NASA. Who gives a shit about NASA? Nobody. We dropped NASA in 2016 as pretender clown frauds. We don't deal with NASA. What are you reading? Reddit forums or something?
Mathematics.
Complex mathematics? No, it's just simple geometry. Perhaps, maybe, it might reach junior high level geometry. That's all that's all this is.
You confident?
I'm very confident.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah, religious tards are confident. Yes, they are.
I've done it myself.
You've done what yourself? What have you done? Have you done a sphere tard? Oh boy, folks. I don't know. Pretty twisted.
And I think it comes down to a debate about perspective.
Come down to debate about perspective. There is no perspective on a globetard. Brian, get in here. There is no perspective on a globe. Are you saying perspective metaphorically? Okay, you dinged him. See, here's the dings. You didn't stop anything there, MindSHOT. And tell us what fallacy he's using. Ding, ding, ding.
And how people see the world.
How people see the world. Well, they see it through these eye sockets that you have right here. And eyeballs. That's how they see the world. I'll be in the area all week.
And so one thing I'd like to open up with. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to
He dinged him again. What you ding him for?
come out and be like, flat Earth is bullshit. I'm not into that. I don't want it to be like a dumpster fire here, but.
Oh, this is going to be a dumpster fire. With you and Josh and MindSHOT. It's a dumpster fire. You're in the dumpster striking matches as we speak.
I want to basically be like, here's the arguments to counter the claims that are being made, right?
Here's the arguments that counter the claims that are being made. What did you spend your time on Reddit? That's what it sounds like. That's for the what? What claims are being made there, Crayon Muncher?
And then.
I mean, this is really weird.
Yeah, it is. I'll give you that. At least you caught on to it. What are these fallacies over here? You going to get to that?
Just, again, I don't know how much he's changed since the old Unslaved podcast days.
Here we go. Back to the old days.
I mean, this was years ago when Unslaved...
Yeah, we got to... You told us 8 times already.
Unslaved podcast first started. So, I don't know. I haven't followed him since then.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. How many times are you going to tell us?
I don't know what he's been up to or how he's been...
I don't know what his favorite color changed to. I don't know. Been a long time. I just don't know. What about these 3 fallacies? How about those?
Reality has possibly changed since then. But it's weird that he's always thinking in terms of counters instead of just what is the truth.
Counters to what? He doesn't even know what to counter yet. Unless he's been on Reddit or some moron sphere tard thread. He's delusional. Look at him.
Like, let's get to the truth. What is or isn't fallacious? How do we get to the truth? So just, and also the egotistical phrasing of that was a little bit alarming.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. You noticed that too. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I seen that.
For a supposed humble martial arts guy that Whitehead is...
Oh, he's a martial arts guy. I'll take that Pepsi challenge, Denise. Slap that beard and a dress off you.
Supposed to be. So, I mean, not a good sign here, but let's see how it plays out.
It's not up to me to say what the final result is. That's up to everyone.
It's not up to you to say what the final result is of geometry, of the nature of reality. See how it's non sequitur, folks? It's just stupid. Dunning-Kruger stupid. That's it.
Everybody watching. So, yeah, that's it. I just want to know the truth.
I see.
How do you just want to know the truth? I thought you already had a position. You're a ball-tart spinning space monkey. But now you want to know. See, he's contradicting himself. He doesn't realize it because there's nothing inside here. Up in here. Just funhouse mirrors. At most, a caper-sized piece of horseshit.
And I'm also very curious.
Cool.
Hold on. Is it important? Sure. Hold on a second, folks. She's got a message for me. I'll be back in a second. Hold up. I'll forget to put that back on screen, and everything will go situation normal. All friggin' up. Give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Jeez, oh man. I thought it was an emergency. Let me see what's. Hey, thanks, man. We got some people here. We got Superchat, Superfluids. All right, let's check these out, man. It's a good thing I'm not telling you what the subject was. I'm not. You wouldn't believe it. All right, Marty Boss. Thanks a lot. Michael Saintan is. Did you do that purposely? I digress. Is a Glober who is in the red pill intersexual dynamics space. What the hell is that? He's been in a few debates on the nature of Earth, the main one being with Dave Weiss and the traitor Jaron. He was in there? Hey, appreciate that. Marty Boss, thanks. Incredible Cherry, shout out, thank you. Billy Philly 22. And you're on here, sir, my newest Patreon. Your second newest Patreon. You and Taylor have just signed up, and I appreciate that. Haven't laughed this hard in a while. Is it that funny? Thanks, appreciate it, Billy. Oh, he gave me 2. Wait, smash that like while you wait. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. All right, you guys are just dying to know what the subject was that my wife had to tear me away from the show. I know that you want to know. Shower heads. She's asking me, okay, they got to sell on these shower heads, right? Which one do you want? I said, you got to be kidding me, man. You pulled me away from the show for that? So there you go. You guys got it. Shower heads. Now they're very important. Let's not discount the importance of a good shower head. Want to put that out there. Right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, did he say Michael? No, he didn't say Satan. He said Sertan, I think. And Marty Boss, like I said, he gave the definition. I don't know. Like I said, I've seen his face somewhere before. I just can't place it. Oh, Billy Philly, the rain shower. I know, dude. I'll get back to Sertan. I know. My sister took us to a resort. And they had one of those rain shower heads. OMG, people. Now, they only had it in one shower. So that was my sister's. But I said, you got to let me try it at least one evening. Oh, I'll tell you what. I was in there all 3 nights. I had to kick her out. Those rain shower heads are unbelievable. Unbelievable. But they're so expensive. I have to rewrite a lot of stuff in here, but I'm gonna have to put that on the business meetings. You've convinced me. Yeah, at Home Depot. Yeah, that's right, Jed. Yeah. All right, can we get away from the shower heads? Where was that? I was talking about something else, wasn't I? I'm just going all over the place. What was I talking about? Oh, the Sertan thing. I've seen him before. Like I said, I can't place his face though. And Marty Boss said he's been in a few debates on the nature of Earth. The main one being with Dave Weiss and the Trader Jaron. So I must not have seen that one. I don't remember that one. But okay, cool. We don't have to spend all that much time here. But I did need a break. I got 2 orange slices here left over, so just relax, man. I'm gonna pop one of these in. I'm not gonna chew with the mic open. All right. Find it coarse and vulgar. I'm still here. Don't leave. Wow, that was a good orange. 1 second. We had some nasty ones for the past couple weeks, because they're out of season. You guys know that deal. And then I walked into the kitchen. It was not yesterday, day before yesterday. And there were big, bright oranges in there, man. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Where'd you get these from? Had to be, I don't know where they were from, but oh my God, they are so delicious. I'm telling you, dudes, you're missing out. All right. Did we cover everything? Let me get Denise back up here in MindSHOT so I don't get any calls. And we're going to get right back into this, man. We've already been going for an hour and 19 minutes. Can you believe that? Time just flies when you're dealing with doofuses.
I asked if you're confident because you said, I believe there's plenty of proof.
Oh, you're going to call me on every word, eh?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called the Socratic method. Yes. No, not on every word, and, is, buts. Not that nuclear pedantic. But, yeah, it's called the Socratic method. Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do. You bet your ass.
No, not at all. I don't know you, so I don't know how to take your timbre or your wording of things. So I'm just getting a gauge of that beforehand.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's a fair one. No. Yeah. Outside
No, yeah. That's consistent.
of being able to obviously see, because I believe flat Earth is unfalsifiable in many ways.
He believes flat Earth is unfalsifiable. He accepts without evidence that flat Earth is unfalsifiable. You can't make this up. It's just stupid. He's a stupid person. And we got another dang. I mean, that was stupid. What's the fallacy?
Right? Which is why there isn't really an actual flat Earth model. It's
Oh, God. Number one, this isn't a scientific topic. Number two, you don't know what a scientific model is. Number three, it's irrelevant, like I said, to this subject. Number four, you don't have a model either in an irrelevant subject. You just can't beat this out of him, right? He's just mindlessly parroting this crap from Reddit. That's all he's doing. You don't have a model. Where's your map, flat earthers? You know, this in that vein. He's just a mindless parroter.
more of mostly an argument against the claims of science and
mostly an argument against the claims of science. Yeah, science doesn't make any claims, you douchebag. Right? That's a reification fallacy. Number one, this isn't, for like the 10th time, a scientific topic. It has nothing to do with natural science, dude. So that claim is imbecilic at a fundamental level. Did he ding him? Better have.
the last 2,000 years of astronomy.
Because he's not stopping and explaining them. He doesn't see. I told you that before, right? He doesn't do that. Let's pull a fiver. I want to catch everything that Denise says. So MindSHOT's MindSHOT.
Argument against the claims of science and the last 2,000 years of astronomy and all that.
Last 2,000 years of astronomy. Astronomy is pseudoscience, demonstrably. Even if it was a science, it still wouldn't be part of the discussion. This is a geometric discussion. That's it. That's all. They don't get it. Too much time on Reddit. Or pick your forum. Pick your numpty forum.
That stuff, right? So it's just...
Wow. Not a good sign at all. So is this a case...
No, you don't. It's not a good sign. Not a good start. You're right about that. I agree with you with that.
If you haven't checked out the MindShock podcast on blind spots, check that out, because I talk about how there's a lot of really highly intelligent people, even so-called conspiracy theorists, aka...
Why are we into conspiracy theorists? What led you down that road, MindShot? Who knows? What the conspiracy, the only conspiracy here is the heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. That's the conspiracy. That's it. I don't know where he's going with this, folks. I can't remember.
critical thinkers, if you will, who they know all about. They're very aware of government corruption. And
why are we into government corruption now? What led him down this road? It's just sporadic. He's bouncing off the walls.
How all of that works. But they do have their trigger areas and their blind spots.
What the hell? With you back with the trigger? Who has their trigger? What does trigger mean? Who has their trigger areas? Why is it important? What are you talking about? MindSHOT?
That's where in the past, again, I'm not claiming that I'm not making any claims in either direction.
Oh, you already told us that, you coward. We already know that. What does that have to do with what he just said? Nothing.
About so-called injections, let's call them.
Oh God. I told you, it's ADHD, like on nuclear steroids. That's it's just. What do you want me to do? Just put up with it. It's painful.
And it was actually woke. I talk about this a lot. A lot of people don't know this. The woke term was co-opted
Oh, brother.
by the establishment and these corrupt profiteers and social engineers. Originally, woke was actually a conspiracy theorist term. If you were woke, that means
I want to jab forks in my eyes. I'm going to skip through this, okay? I'll try not to skip anything on topic.
you were awake too. And there was also, it was called diet woke.
Oh, my
Where-
God.
And cover up, Gulf of Tonkin. You would never under any term. Like, it's a valid point, because if you really believe Big Pharma is completely corrupt and government's completely corrupt about
Now
everything,
we're into Big Pharma.
but it's a weird thing, and they were convincing anything is true or untrue. But that was just the terminology. Now it's basically the opposite of conspiracy theorist critical thinker.
brother.
So making now like all these thousands of years about how
He doesn't stop. I've already did a number of fives. He just doesn't stop. Get back on the topic.
ancients before the modern age of everything, how the ancients had all of this legitimate knowledge and these things. He's also using the word science instead of scientism, which is a little bit weird too.
Yeah, he's using the word science out of context. Right? That's a category error. There's what we're actually talking about is natural science, right? Like physics, chemistry. Those are the natural sciences. Biochemistry, genetics, natural science. That's what we're talking about. Not science. Like the word science, that just means to know. We're not talking about that either.
I thought Whitehead knew the differences.
Knew the differences between what? Science and scientism? It's non sequitur. It's not part of this discussion. It's boy.
So yeah, this is a little weird hearing him speak like this, but again, maybe we'll all learn something. So let's.
I highly doubt that. The only thing we're learning that he's a delusional Dunning-Kruger dipshit like you. That's what we've learned so far. And he's talking out his ass. Like you.
So let's continue on.
Let's continue on. Yeah. Back on topic again.
A matter of analyzing it to see if there's anything there and offering the rebuttals that are out there and that we know of.
Offering rebuttals to what? He's dinging over here. He's not dealing with the fallacies, right? Like I told you he wasn't. What the hell are you on about?
And see how they hold up.
We're going to see how the whole... what are you talking about? See how geometry holds up? Clown?
That's what science is. We're doing science right now. We're doing...
Ah! That's what science is. He's doing science right now, folks. You can't make this up. MindSHOT. Are you going to jump? Let's see if MindSHOT jumps in. Did he ding him? Let's go back. I don't know if he dung him with that. Might have.
Analyzing it to see if there's anything there and offering the rebuttals that are out there and that we know of and see how they hold up. That's what science is. We're doing science right now. We're doing what they should have done with...
We're doing science right now, and he didn't ding him. Yeah, this is science, all right. Is this natural science? Is this the scientific method that you're doing right now? Just a complete ass clown, folks. I don't know if he even knows his own name. It's Denise.
With this with all this other shit. So I'm with you guys. See, I'm different than your average, the average guys you guys usually debate.
Yeah, you're dumber than the average guys. You got that right.
Which come from a strict, materialistic, scientific worldview. I don't hold that.
Scientific worldview? What the hell is a scientific worldview? What is that? I don't know. Just stupid.
So I agree with you guys on a lot of points.
I agree with you guys. They didn't make any points yet. How do you know their points? What are you using your special Evo mind powers to divine the points that weren't mentioned yet? How can you agree with them in a non-agree disagree genre? How can you do that? And you got Mr. Dinger over here. Like I said, he keeps dinging MindSHOT, right? But he's not explaining anything. Anyone could do that. Ding, 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 ding. Any moron. My word.
I agree that NASA.
Here he goes. He's agreeing that NASA. He's agreeing in a non-agree, disagree genre or topic. Thanks, moron.
Is not the most trustworthy agency in the world, but I disagree that it's 100% lies.
What? You disagreed that it's, whatever it is 100% lies? You disagree with that? Who made the claim that it was 100% lies for you to disagree with? There, sunshine. That was pretty stupid. Is this a stupid fallacy? You dinged them on that one. Who knows?
And I agree on many of the different conspiracies. That's actually my.
He agrees on many of the different conspiracies. What does that have to do with the subject? Like I told you, the only conspiracy is the one that you're in. The heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkey religion. That is a demonstrable conspiracy. That's it. You're in one, religitard.
My expertise. I've
You don't got any expertise. Only in stupidity.
Studied the world of the occult and the secret societies and history, alternative history, religion, philosophy.
What about strawberries? Have you studied those? I mean, that's about as relevant to the topic as all this nonsense you're bringing up. This is painful. Are you going to put an end to this, MindSHOT?
Philosophy, all these different things. So I'm definitely a conspiracy realist.
Oh, right. You should be. You're in one.
And I understand that. But
I don't think you do.
To me, that doesn't equate to the change in the shape of the planet. That's just my position.
That doesn't. What? Let's pull a J. I didn't catch that.
Only a conspiracy realist, and I understand that. But to me, that doesn't equate to the change in the shape of the planet.
What the fuck? He's a conspiracy realist, but that doesn't relate to the change in the shape of the planet. He needs to be lobotomized. That is one of the most incoherent statements I've ever heard. And I've heard some stupid shit. How can you sit there and say that seriously? As an adult? MindSHOT, stop this, please.
That's just my position.
Now, when he says change from
Thank you.
what? The ancients' flat Earth cosmology that changed to the spherical the spherical heliocentric globe cosmology? It's kind of weird. You know what would be awesome if Michael Cyron was on this podcast as well?
But you'd say you're into science.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm into it to agree. I'm no scientist. I'm no expert. I have no degrees. I was homeschooled. I'm self-taught.
There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be. It would be beneficial if you were exposed to some, science, natural science disciplines, but it's not necessary. I mean, this is the information age these days. You could educate yourself. You could be homeschooled. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you could be sharp with it. But you're just giving a caveat because you're going to screw it all up here and over the next, I don't know how long. It was a long time. But it's bad. Along with MindSHOT. Get ready.
And I believe in the scientific method.
Okay, cool.
He believes in the scientific method. He accepts without evidence the scientific method. That's what he just said, folks. I mean, stupid is as stupid does. Just retarded statements after retarded statements. Did he ding him?
Well, that's a good start.
Science.
Nope.
Sorry?
That's a good start. What's the scientific method?
Uh-oh.
I have
Yeah, we're laughing. We're laughing at you, too, for not stopping this nonsense.
to actually praise Nathan Oakley here because this is what all debates or discussions should start with.
Yeah, a non sequitur topic, because we have to start with it because you people are all non sequiturs. You know, you ball-tard spinning space monkeys. That's all you got is science. You don't know what it is. That's going to be demonstrated over the next few minutes. We have to deal with this. This isn't a scientific topic, however. This is pure geometry.
Because, for example, in our current Dunning-Kruger champion, Michael Sartain.
Here we go back. He is infatuated with this Michael Sartain. Yep. The Dunning-Kruger champion. I don't know. I think you're in the vicinity of Michael. I don't know who you are, but we'll just go on what he's saying. Josh over here, Mr. Magoo, he'll start to show up. You'll see him down here. And you are in. I don't see how he could beat out you two bozos. This guy's just delusional. Right? But I don't see how he could beat out Michael Sartain. I really don't.
Sartain, I'm not confident that Sartain could even define science or the scientific method based.
You can't define science or the scientific method either. So you're putting those boots on, those cement boots. They're yours too, and his, Denise's. We don't have to deal with Josh yet, thank the Lord.
Based on his argumentation, they should also just start off with just 5 basic fallacies, like appeal to authority, false cause, false dichotomy.
No one would pay attention anyway. I mean, that would be good to do at the beginning of the debates. They're really not debates. I'm calling them debates because you know what I'm talking about. That would be a good idea. Start defining terms and phrases. Yes. Yeah, you need to do that. Not that they'd pay attention to them. Right? Because it's just going to be a baseless assertion fallacy barrage after that. And all the quote unquote, hate to do that, debates I've seen, that's all it is. And this is a good way to start. Yeah, Nathan did start it out good. Let's start defining things.
I mean, just the common ones, red herring, straw man, etc. Because Whitehead already made a few with, say, or appeal to extremes. NASA's 100% lies. Are flat earthers claiming that NASA's 100% lies?
Exactly. At least you caught that.
Because clearly they are at Devon Island. They are doing testing on Earth. They are building some kind of shuttles.
They are at Devon Island. The only people I hear talking about Devon Island are globe dumpsters. I think this dude periodically checks in with globe dumpsters. You know, he was slobbering all over shits at 10. So this starts to make a little bit more sense.
They are involved in a lot of technology that is.
Who cares? We dropped NASA back in 2016. Like, flicked them off like a fly. We don't even deal with them. Save for hostile witnesses. Other than that, we don't even associate ourselves with that nonsense.
Real, legitimate, and can be empirically verified.
I'll bet you he doesn't know what empirical means. How much you want to bet? That's rhetorical.
I've never heard a flat earther claim 100% of everything NASA does is a lie.
Yeah, me neither. It's stupid.
I've actually known people who worked for NASA.
What does that have to do with the topic?
So it's nowhere near 100%. They're saying maybe 100% of the footage of the moon landing, the ISS, maybe 100% of the footage on Mars, but that's not 100% of what all of NASA does. And already, yeah, not good signs for Whitehead here.
You think?
Well, to form a hypothesis, to observe.
So what's the scientific method? To form a hypothesis was right out of the gate. Wrong. It's just wrong. You're compromised right now.
Observe, to make observations.
No. You don't just make observations. And by the way, that comes before the hypothesis. But they're not just observations. You have to observe natural phenomena. You get that? That's the first one. Then construct the hypothesis. We'll get rid of the logistical steps in between, because that's really the meat, right? So you already screwed that up, so you're finished.
And then to provide evidence for a theory or a thesis.
Evidence for a theory or thesis? How do you do that? You screwed this up. You don't know what the scientific method is. Science buddies would laugh at you.
Where other people can repeat the experiment, and that you present a model where...
Then you present your model after the experiment. He's a numpty dipshit. He's compromised. All right. I haven't heard any dings over here, by the way. This is all, he's got everything wrong. Everything.
You can actually make predictions.
What? You can actually make predictions. Oh, there was a ding. Make prediction. He doesn't know what scientific prediction is. Neither does MindSHOT, by the way. He's going to show you.
End up proving your observation to be true or false.
That's
I mean,
nonsense.
this obsession.
That's nonsense. He got all that wrong.
With predictions, you see this all the time with scientism cultists, and I'm not saying Whitehead is a all-out scientism cultist, but
he's a numpty dipshit.
Clearly he has some traits of one. So what I would say is one of the most important things when defining the scientific method, what separates an experiment from being truly
No. What? What's the important things about the scientific method? Well, going through each step. Now, you just jump to step 4. It could be 3, 4, 5, or 6. You get my drift. But you jump to the middle. No, you start out at the beginning. You observe a natural phenomena. This is the scientific method. Observe natural phenomena. That gives you your dependent variable. Then you construct a hypothesis. That's the interrelationship between the dependent variable, and now you've introduced your supposition of causation of that dependent variable. That's what it is. That's what a hypothesis is. That's what the prediction is. So he screwed it up. You obviously, MindSHOT, don't know what a prediction is. It's a clown show.
Scientifically valid and not. That is, of course, the clear delineation of dependent variables, independent variables, and controls.
Ooh, you could talk the talk superficially, but he isn't going to be able to walk the walk, folks. Wonder where you heard those variables from. Me.
Emphasis on controls. This is what prevents false cosmological fallacy.
Why are you on control variables? We're talking about the scientific method. You got the horse before the cart. It's the opposite of that, isn't it? You got the cart before the horse there, brother. You're a numpty dipshit too.
Fallacies, because you have to clearly define these variables.
Not yet. We have to clearly define the first step before hypothesis construction first. You have the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. And you're bass-ackwards.
And clearly define the control. So that way...
Is it only one control?
You can see whether your experiment actually proved what it purported to.
You're
because
a moron.
If
he asked him what the scientific method was, now you're on this incoherent tangent about experiments, which you're clearly clueless of. You don't know what you said: independent, dependent, and controls, but you don't know what those mean.
The result is for a different reason than one thinks, then the experiment is not necessarily scientifically valid.
Oh,
not all
brother.
Scientific experiments are valid. This, of course, is tied to the appeal
Well, that's true.
to authority, logical fallacy, genetic
It's not tied to an appeal to authority, logical fallacy. You're a numpty dipshit.
logical fallacy, where
No, it's not.
people magically say scientists. Obviously, they mean scientism priests. Just because an experiment is reported and done doesn't mean it's scientific. Just because it's called
Yeah, that's true.
a scientific experiment doesn't make it so. And
That's true also.
this point is, for whatever reason, lost on so many goofs out there. So
Agreed. You made 3 good points there, but you're well away from the topic. Nathan asked Denise, what is the scientific method? Don't get the Adderall drip out. If it, not only MindSHOT, anyone listening, That's the actual question. He just went off on a incoherent diversion. It seems, see, it's a red herring fallacy. It's seemingly connected because it went to experiment, but that's in the middle of the method. You got to start off at the beginning. It's very important to start at the beginning and then go through it. Now, if you'd have done that and then got to experiment, you're good, but you're a numpty dipshit.
So they should have. I don't know if Nathan Thompson's going to do it.
Nathan Thompson. That's Nathan Oakley.
I don't know if Nathan Oakley's going to do it
All right, you corrected yourself.
right here. He should, obviously.
Should what? He asked him what. You screwed it up so far. He asked him, what is the scientific method? Can we get that? Well, he already answered it. He already screwed it up. It's already over.
To point out the difference between a scientifically valid experiment.
Scientifically valid experiment? He's still close. MindSHOT, he's not getting the picture. We didn't ask about experiment just yet. We're on the scientific method, which includes experiment. We'll get there. But we need the first few steps. Got it?
And a scientifically invalid experiment.
Don't think he's got it.
And just ask this basic question. If you don't account for controls, how would you know?
Boy, he's all hot and bothered about these controls.
What was the variable that acted upon whatever you're trying, the other variable, that, and you proved what you were purporting to prove, and the controls demonstrated.
This guy's. He ain't got it.
That it was definitely that variable. Therefore, your so-called conclusion that you build a theory on.
Conclusion that you build a theory. We're not there. We're not to a theory yet. We're in the scientific method. For God's sake. Scientific theory isn't part of the scientific method. You dumbass cracker.
Is actually valid. Because
valid.
I've never seen that done in any flat earth debate.
Okay, we're not talking about what you've seen done or what you haven't seen done. What the hell happened?
What was the variable that acted upon whatever you're trying, the other variable that, and
He just doesn't stop, does he?
you proved what you were purporting to prove.
He asked him what the scientific method was. Shut up!
And the controls demonstrated that it was definitely that variable. Therefore, your so-called conclusion that you build a theory on is actually valid. Because
valid.
I've
We already been down this road.
never seen that done in any flat earth debate. And that would solve literally countless hours of.
We're trying to solve the problem of what the scientific method is, but you keep on getting in the way of that. Are you trying to divert away? Do you know what the scientific method is, MindSHOT? I don't think you do.
Problems, because most of these debates are just endless ramblings from goofs who don't.
No, there's endless, right, ramblings, these shroom-induced trance, monolithic monologues with all kind of flirtations with monotones, right? And they're all just a carpet bomb barrage of baseless assertion fallacies. That's what they are. But back to, meanwhile, back at the ranch, Nathan asked Denise what the scientific method is, and he screwed it all up. What are you on about?
Don't understand the very basics of the scientific method.
Yeah, like you and Denise.
And also the obsession with predictions, again.
Obsession with prediction? Yeah, they don't know what predictions are. You don't either.
That's a weird thing. So, again, if Whitehead really is as well studied as he says he
No, he's not. Jeez, oh man, everyone and their sister knows he's not by now.
he is, on these ancient cosmologies, they all perfectly predicted eclipses so far.
Oh, they predicted. See, now he's on predictions. We're still. Nathan asked him, what is the scientific method? That's all he did. Now we're off on 30 different tangents. Now we're on predictions that he doesn't know what predictions are. Is he gonna? I think he demonstrates it right now. Hold on.
I mean, the Mayans predicted our modern eclipse.
There he goes. Yep. Turn out the lights, baby. You don't know what. Like I said, this guy doesn't MindSHOT. He doesn't know what predictions are. This is an equivocation fallacy with the term prediction. Scientific prediction is not one of these from the headlines you got up there, Crayon Muncher. MindSHOT, idiot. Yeah. A scientific prediction is a scientific hypothesis. These aren't hypotheses. You're equivocating with the word predict, and that's a fallacy, by the way. Ding! Idiot.
Eclipses in the 90s. So, I mean, this level of goofery where you hallucinate the prediction
You're the goof. Hello, McFly.
somehow equate to truth. I mean, so-called psychics.
Now we're into psychics, folks. He's going to talk about predictions from psychics.
Remember back in the day when fairs were more popular, like the fair comes to town, and they had like the mini psychic booths set up.
Yeah, it's a clown show. Yeah, that's what you were in. I seen you and Denise and Josh there. Yeah, you were guessing people's weights and barking for the yak woman. I remembered it. No, I marked you now. Yep, I remember those. Idiot.
At like some kind of county fair.
Yeah.
And, so some of these psychics, I'm not claiming they're not really psychic. Maybe
He's on a psychic topic again, folks. What do you want me to do? Let's try to struggle our way through it.
they are. But there's also a lot of frauds out there. That is a fact. I'm not going to fall for false dichotomies. There's not one or two frauds. You could argue the majority, over 90% of so-called psychics might be frauds. Is there anyone out there thinking that less than 50% of purported psychics are frauds?
I don't think the Adderall is going to help. I think we need something stronger. Even if you central line the Adderall, you push that shit, it ain't going to help. We are off the reservation, MindSHOT. I mean, you're a stone cold doofus. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm about ready to take another break, dudes. You think I should? Well, I can't read your responses because I'm not looking there. Let's see. Let's take another. We'll take a short break. All right, we still got people out there. That's a good sign. Yeah, Nathan, he's off the reservation, man. That's why we're doing this. Yeah, I know you asked him. Nathan stated, I asked if he understands what the sign. Yeah, I know. I said that about 25 times. I'm not going to forget it. When we get back to it, I'll be right on it. Oh, I know what I can check. 1 second. Give me like 30 seconds. I got to make sure that chicken soup is almost ready. All right, I'm back. Yeah, another break. Yeah. Heck. You'd think you tried doing this stuff, man, without pulling all your hair out. I had to check on the chicken soup. Yeah. And it's done, by the way. I got to give her a 10-minute warning. She doesn't want to put the absolute scrumptious. She baked the whole chicken today. Going to just toss them in there 10 minutes. Yeah, I got to give her a 10-minute warning. She'll toss them in there, and then bam, man, I'm ready. I got some hard bread. Look the heck at. All right, look, we're almost at 2 hours, too. I'll go for a little bit longer. I'll go for as long until my stomach tells me I'm hungry. That's when it says hungry, that's it. We're done. I'm gonna put an end to her, and then we'll catch up. We'll catch back sometime this week. All right. So here we go. We'll kick it off again. We're on predictions now. Remember, don't lose the plot. Nathan asked this guy about 10 minutes ago what the scientific method is, right? And now we're down this fairy tale predicting lane that MindSHOT screwed all up because he's equivocating fallacy the word prediction with scientific prediction. Yep, he's train wrecked himself. Here we go.
Because, I mean, there's a lot of frauds out there. It's not one or two. There's a lot. And some of them, even though...
Oh, I forgot. We were talking about the fraud psychics before we left. That's where we're at.
they're frauds, they just can guess really well. They can predict really well.
See, told you. He doesn't know the difference between those type, like Gene Dixon, Edgar Casey, Jimmy the Greek predictions, and scientific predictions. He thinks they're the same thing. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
So that's why it's always so silly when people just cling desperately as if... And Austin Whitsitt actually addressed this very well.
Austin Whitsitt shits at 10, couldn't address Little Miss Muffet. He's a double-speaking lion surrat, demonstrated, contradicting himself with every other breath, sometimes within the same one. I've got hours of stacked evidence of this, you clown. Yes, he's Jedi mind tricked you. It wouldn't take much, though, because you're a stone-cold dumbass.
Before any debate, both the parties on all sides of the debate should be asked, is a post-diction the same thing as a pre?
No, they should be asked what the scientific method is what they should be asked. Even though it's non sequitur to the topic, the Baltards brought it in because they're numpty dipshits. So now we're going to evaluate their acumen in natural science and the scientific method. That's what they should ask. Don't worry about post-dictions and stuff like that. They ain't going to understand that. Let's expose their science acumen like I'm doing to you, MindSHOT, and to Denise right here. That's what you do.
Diction. Because post hoc logical fallacies, you're reverse engineering the result to fit the answer, also related to circular reasoning logical fallacies, which, again, if you don't have controls, that's the problem.
He's talking about controls with fallacies. He's off the reservation. He's that stupid.
You end up with false causes.
Oh, brother.
And then you make post-dictions where you make the result fit the theory. So if David Whitehead here doesn't even know what a post hoc logical fallacy is,
he doesn't know what the scientific method is. That was the question Nathan asked him. Mind stop. My God, sir.
Or a false cause logical fallacy is, he shouldn't even bring up predictions because that's all fallacious.
Yeah, you've already showed your fallacies here. Thank you very much, by the way.
All right,
This is called equivocation fallacy. In case you didn't remember what I said it like 5 times now. All your headlines are equivocation fallacies with the word prediction. You're a dumbass.
Continue.
False.
Ding!
So it's the process of forming a theory.
What? The scientific method is the process of forming a theory. No, that's not the first step.
Bringing evidence against it to test it.
No, you don't. You don't do that. You don't bring evidence against your theory to test against. What the heck? Is he reading this from somewhere? Whoever's feeding you, you need to garnish their wages because they're feeding you some dumb shit.
And constantly remaining open if
Yeah, that's in the scientific method. Constantly remaining open with my open-toed sandals and really bad breath. What an idiot.
new evidence comes across your desk.
Oh, when new evidence comes across that desk. Huh? Yeah. That'll invalidate your experiment. Of course, you don't know what an experiment is. You don't know what a hypothesis is. You don't know what a dependent variable is. Like I said, I'd be shocked if you knew what your name was.
To change the result of that hypothesis.
To change the result of the hypothesis. Oh, my God. There are no results in hypotheses. He's got all the terms and phrases all jumbled up in an incoherent mess is what he's got. And look at him. He's full on Dunning-Kruger.
So now he's talking about remaining open, whereas at the very beginning of the opening, he was just like, yeah, I want to present the other side. What happened to just being open to the truth? Why?
That's true. We already went over that, but let's not lose sight of the question. Nathan asked him, what is the scientific method? This is utter nonsense.
Why is there a desperate need to present a side? Is that scientific?
If it was, you wouldn't know. Because you don't know what the scientific method is. You don't know what natural science is, and you don't know what science is. We're going to see that in spades. We already got, you don't know what predictions are, so you're screwed.
They don't know what science is then.
Exactly. That's not a fallacy. He demonstrated that he's absolutely, utterly clueless of the scientific method. What fallacy is that? See what I'm talking about? You going to stop and tell us what fallacy that is, MindSHOT? You clueless clown? I just dinged you on equivocation. Look at him. Nathan just told him, you don't know what science is.
Okay, you tell me then.
All right, go ahead, tell him.
All right. So we're getting off to a bad start here.
Who asked you, Patrick?
No, I want him to do it, Patrick. Go ahead. Come on, let's go, Nathan. Tell me what science is.
Look at the ego coming out of his ears. A dumbass ego at that. Look at it. It's written all over his face. Scary Dunning-Kruger right here, folks.
Science is the establishment of cause and effect based on a naturally observed phenomena
Correct.
by way of formulation of a hypothesis.
Correct. What are you shaking your head for? You didn't say that.
Hypothesis.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't say that, Dumpty dipshit. Do you understand that you're recorded? You didn't say any of that. None of it. Idiot.
Observing phenomena.
Oh, my bad.
That you didn't say observing phenomena. And even if you did, it'd be wrong. Because it's observing natural phenomena.
My bad. My bad. Do you not want to know?
Yeah.
Do you not want to know?
No, he's going to talk right through you. That's what he does. He gets in that trance, that monotone monologue trance, that shroom-induced trance. I remember what he did. Yep, it's scary. Shits at 10 does the same shit.
Sorry?
Do you not want to know?
What's your name? Clown.
Do I not want to know?
Do I? No, yeah, that's what he asked you. Do you not want to know what the scientific method is?
Yeah, I was in the middle of telling
Are
you.
you telling me that
wants to be
making
able to say it
observations
without
with a
being interrupted.
hypothesis is not science?
Making observations with a hypothesis? No, that's definitely not science. Oh, man. What an ass clown. Making observations with hypotheses. I don't know. Do they have those for sale? Hypotheses glasses? Somebody check on that.
Making observations with hypothesis. What's a hypothesis?
or sorry, making observations in order to form a hypothesis.
What's
So
Observate. No, that's incorrect too. You don't make observations. I can look at a cup right here. I'm not forming any hypothesis out of that, and I'm looking at it. Crayon muncher.
Hypothesis, then. You tell me.
it's a theory. It's your
Hypothesis is a theory. Oh boy. You can't make this stuff up, folks. I mean, there you go, right there. Hypothesis is a theory. You would fail Intro to Science 5th grade. You just outright fail it. I don't know. Hypothesis, theory, aren't they different words? I mean, even a numpty dipshit would know that there's got to be some type of difference. Right? What about you, MindSHOT?
you're
wrong.
going, okay, I want to know what the shape of the
That's
earth
wrong.
is. So
Oh, that's wrong. No, what? No, he is wrong. What are all these fallacies? And what the hell do we got going on here? Oh, shit. MindSHOT. This is his definitions on what a hypothesis and a theory is. Check this out, folks. Hypothesis. Now, it's his. He posted it from Merriam-Webster, right? And he definitely thinks that's what it is. So, hypothesis, an assumption. This is abjectly, unequivocally incorrect. A hypothesis is not an assumption. It's a supposition. There's a massive difference. So this is wrong. Listen to this. An assumption or it's a concession? Concede! Made for the sake of argument. That doesn't sound like a scientific hypothesis. See, what this is another equivocation fallacy. We're talking about scientific method and scientific hypotheses, not just a hypothesis or a theory. So he's equivocating again. Let's see what B is. An interpretation of a practical situation or condition taken as the ground for action. That's not a scientific hypothesis. Number 2, a tentative assumption. That it's wrong right now. It's not an assumption. Made in order to draw out and test its logical or empirical cause. No, it's incorrect with assumption. And the antecedent clause of a conditional statement. That's not what a scientific hypothesis is. MindSHOT. You would fail 5th grade science intro type 1 each. Yep. Let's do theory. Theory. So A plausible or scientifically acceptable. Isn't that redundant? Aren't we talking about scientific theories? You would think, oh, that's right. We're in the middle of equivocation fallacy. I'm sorry. A plausible or scientifically acceptable general principle or body of principles offered to explain phenomena. That's not what a scientific theory is. 2, a belief. I don't need to finish that one. That one's done. B, an ideal or hypothetical set. What the hell is a hypothetical set of facts? What the hell is that? I don't know. I've never seen no shit like that before in my life. An ideal hypothetical set of facts, principles, or circumstances often used in the phrase theory. Theory. This is, he's got it underlined. A theory, a hypothesis. That's why MindSHOT underlined it. I guess a theory and a hypothesis are the same then. Oh my God. A hypothesis assumed for the sake of argument or investigation. Thank you. Thank you, MindSHOT. You just demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt to everyone that watches this that your science acumen is well below 3rd grade, not 5th grade, 3rd grade. And this is two massive equivocation fallacies. Let's see what an actual scientific hypothesis and scientific theory are. I just posted these in here. I don't know where. Oh, there they are. All right. So, listen up, MindSHOT, you numpty dipshit. You too, Denise. Scientific hypothesis. That was the question. It's a special kind of prediction. Uh-oh. that forecast how the independent variable will affect the dependent variable. That's funny. That's from Colorado State. That's funny. I didn't hear or see any of that in Merriam-Webster's equivocation fallacy definition. From Penn State University, a scientist applies his or her present knowledge to predict. There's that word again. You see that one? Yeah. The effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable. It's sounding the same. The prediction is a statement of the expected result of the experiment. This is the important part. Based on the hypothesis. See that? That's it. So, from McClellan, Kristen, The Nature of Science and the Scientific Method. Hypothesis. The hypothesis should also contain a prediction. We're seeing those same things again. Prediction. You see that, MindSHOT? About its verifiability. For example, if the hypothesis is true, then 1 should happen when 2 is manipulated. The first blank, this is going to be a shocking surprise. Remember, you were parroting these phrases and terms, but you don't know what they are. The first blank is the dependent variable. It depends on what you're doing in the second blank, and the second blank is the independent variable. You manipulate it to get a reaction. There should be no other variables in the experiment that may affect the dependent variable. See, that's what a hypothesis is, not your Merriam-Webster equivocation fallacy definitions. See that? Let's see what a scientific theory is. Let's see if it's a hypothesis. From chemistryabought.com, scientific theory summarizes a hypothesis. It can't be a hypothesis if it summarizes it, or a group of hypotheses that have been supported with repeated testing. From quarks to quasars, a scientific theory consists of one or more hypotheses that have been supported with repeated testing. There's an echo in here. From the University of Rochester Physics Labs, a scientific theory represents a hypothesis or group of related hypotheses which has been confirmed through repeated experimental tests. That's it. That's all you got. So, like I said, you're toast. You're toasted. Your hypothesis and theory. That's a good one. You're finished.
I'm going to make some tests.
Strong.
I'm going to make observations.
Why are you dinging him? Those are not fallacies. He is wrong. Everything he said was wrong. Nathan is absolutely correct. That being correct is not fallacious. And I just demonstrated it.
It's incorrect.
And I'm going to try to prove
There he goes dinging again.
with data that I collect as to whether or not those observations actually line
You're a
up
moron.
with objective reality.
Yeah, I got that the first time. I said, so you don't know what science is then?
Exactly. And he gives him another fallacy. That's what I said. He's just dinging. Arbitrarily. Just ding, ding, ding.
Then I started telling you.
So this is why people don't like Nathan Oakley.
Here we go. This is why people don't like Nathan Oakley. So this is ad hominem. This is a textbook ad hominem fallacy.
Because he's, some people might say I'm obnoxious, but you
Oh my God, Sally Snowflake is going to appeal to his, I don't know. Are you trying to appeal to the emotions of your audience? You know that that's fallacious. Just FYI.
it's almost like he's going out of his way to be obnoxious.
Oh, so now he's obnoxious. How is he obnoxious? He's just telling him he's incorrect, which is absolutely true.
I'm just stating what I believe to be true. Yes, I find any.
You're just stating what you believe. He didn't ask him what his beliefs are. My word.
Kruger styling's hilarious, but Nathan Oakley is being intentionally.
Uh-oh. He's starting to divine Nathan's intents now. You know that's a fallacy. Intent to motive fallacy. Yeah. Ding! Good job. Mind stop.
Aggressively obnoxious right off.
Aggressive? I don't think that was all that aggressive. He just said incorrect. Which Nathan was correct in all his incorrections.
The open when David Whitehead had been nothing but polite. He might be.
Yep, we got a Sally Snowflake on our hands. Oh, he's been polite. I think Nathan was pretty polite. He was just telling me he was incorrect. Sally.
He's completely wrong about everything.
He's completely wrong about everything, yes. I just demonstrated it.
But he was so polite.
And so are you. But he was so polite. Just if you piss down my back and tell me it's raining, as long as you're so polite, it's okay. Clown, ass, one each.
Right. And Nathan Oakley just fired back, literally laughing in his face.
Wasn't laughing at him. He told him he was incorrect. What are you talking about? You delusional. Well, yeah, duh.
So you don't know then. I mean,
my panties you're in a bunch. This is just pathetic.
Accuse me of being impolite. Like, I respond to people in kind.
Who gives a shit the way you respond to people? We don't care about how delusional Dunning-Kruger goofs respond to people. Okay?
If David Whitehead had been obnoxious to him his while stating what he believed science is.
What he didn't ask him what he believed science was. You moron. What is wrong with this dude? That's rhetorical.
Then there'd be absolutely no problem with Nathan Oakley responding in kind. No problem at all. I mean, that's kind of what I do on social media. All these triggered Dunning-Kruger goofs start...
That's what you are. There you go with the triggered ones. Whatever that is. But you are a delusional Dunning-Kruger goof. Yes. It's pure projection.
Spamming ad homs, etc. I responded.
And thanks for the headlines here, too. This went right along with your prediction train wreck. Appreciate that.
Kind. There's no issue with that. And I know Nathan Oakley does that to people who deserve it, yes. But David Whitehead here was so...
He's so polite, Nathan. He was so polite. You ruined him. Clowns.
Polite, there was no reason for that. And that's why a lot of people don't like Nathan Oakley. I can't blame them. I'm not a fan of Nathan Oakley either. Just
Really? Well, we would have never known.
For not just this reason, but obviously he's very narcissistic as well.
Oh, here we go. Some more ad homs. Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean he's wrong, but yeah, just the point there. I know some.
You made a good point there. Thank you with your logical fallacy. Yes, a couple of them. Equivocation and your ad homs. Thank you.
Devout Nathan Oakley worshippers are probably going to get pissed.
What who? What? Nathan Oakley worshippers? Isn't this an appeal to extremes fallacy? One would think. This is starting to get on my last nerve, people. And that chicken soup, I'm starting to smell it. We'll continue for a bit longer.
But whatever, again, I call it how I see it.
So do I. You're like carpet bomb barrage and logical fallacies left and right, Mr. Logic.
Well, I'm telling you what I think science is.
He didn't ask you what you thought science was. That wasn't his question, you idiot.
Wrong.
I'm not saying that the scientific institutions
He's giving them fallacies, just dinging them. For what? Oh, we got some more headlines. What are these? Science? Oh, what is science? This is defining science. This isn't a definition of science, you idiot. And the Science Council, our definition of science. No. Not only are these both irrelevant, right? That's not the definition of science. Science just means knowledge or to know. So, and this is, so it's non sequitur to begin with. Let's take a look at this. Science, it's not even natural science. The systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world, that sounds good, through observation, experimentation, and testing of theory. You don't test theories. Theories are not tested. They are a result of hypothesis tests. So this is incorrect right off the bat. And it's even incorrect for natural science. It's most assuredly correct for just science. Let's see the Science Council. Our definition of science. Yours? How is it yours? But I digress. Science is the pursuit and application of knowledge. No, it's not. And understanding of the natural and social world. You just train wrecked yourself. It's all over right there. Following a systematic methodology based on evidence. The methodology is not evidence-based. The evidence comes as a result of the method, of the systematic methodology. That's the scientific method. So this is bass-ackwards. Right? It's wrong anyway. It's not natural science. Is the social world part of the natural world? Is social media natural? Like I said, these aren't the definitions of science or natural science. So thanks for the headlines again. Train wrecking yourself, mind dump. See what we got. So, science. We'll take it from Dr. Thomas Sheehan from Stanford University. Science. It is derived from the Latin word scientia, which simply means knowledge, like I told you. And the German word Wissenschaft, which means systematic, organized knowledge. I don't know about systematic, organized knowledge. That doesn't sound right to me. But I digress. So, like I said, that's not none of his definitions. Did anyone hear the word knowledge? Or scientia, which simply means knowledge? That's it, period, stop. Full stop. Right? Now, natural science is from Oxford Dictionaries, the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. This is correct. It's vague, but that it's general. I don't want to say vague. It's general, but it encapsulates what natural science is. Yep, the systematic study, that's a scientific method of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world. Observation and experiment. This is correct. So you see there, MindSHOT. You're finished. And thanks, by the way, for the headline poster, children. I appreciate that.
Ponies and rainbows on that front.
He's still giving them fallacies, but just dinging them without warrant.
But
Okay.
Nathan, if I can.
it's the process of studying nature and trying to find out what the truth is about nature. You're trying to find out what the truth about reality really is. It's the investigative process.
I mean, I don't know why Nathan Oakley's that triggered.
Triggered. Now Nathan's triggered. Like I said, you're going to need to define that. I'm not seeing it. But I don't know what it means. And how would that impact the arguments? And your arguments, by the way. He screwed everything up. I mean, a number of times already, and so did you with your headlines again. And I just demonstrated that.
I mean, David Whitehead is not really wrong. You can...
And Denise is not really wrong here. Well, a theory is a hypothesis. Among the other 30 train wrecks.
nitpick slight shades of definition.
Nitpick slight shade? No, it's not nitpicking. I mean, these definitions are incorrect. And the ones he gave are the ones that he's given were incorrect also. I demonstrated it.
But sciencecouncil.org has a pretty good definition of...
This is a pretty good one. Yeah. What's pretty good mean? I mean, is there an objective standard? You got some stats with that? Yeah. Like I said, I already compromised these, so he's whistling past the graveyard.
Of sciences. Science is the pursuit and application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world.
Social world. There he goes again.
Following
Thanks for reading them for us.
a systematic methodology based on evidence.
Yeah, that's bass backwards right there. It's incorrect.
Now, obviously, Whitehead didn't delineate the methodology.
He didn't do anything. Well, he delineated the methodology before. Remember when Nathan asked him what the scientific method was, and then you went off on psychics? Yeah, he did before. He delineated it bass-ackwards. He convoluted and with these disconnected webs of words and phrases that he didn't know the meanings of, much like you. Yeah, he fucked that all up. We heard it. Everyone heard him here.
Super precisely measuring using.
There's no precise measurements there, sunshine. The scientific method is purely qualitative, not quantitative. You screwed that one up.
Objective.
And I didn't see, let's pull a fiver. I didn't see any measurements here in his definitions. Did you? I don't see any measurements up here. Even in these train wreck definitions, it's not even there. So he's just, MindSHOT's just making shit up.
Super precisely measuring, using objective observations.
You measure precisely using objective observations? What the hell are those? What, are your eyes calibrated or something? Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between your average, regular, everyday observations and objective observations? Goggles? Sunglasses? How about blinders? You're a clown. You're already fully exposed, mind dump.
And measurement and data.
Data. Where's that at? No measurements. I don't see data anywhere in here. In these boneheaded definitions either. You're just making shit up.
But I mean, he kind of said. I mean, the context was there.
He did. Denise kind of said it. Yeah, he kind of did.
I mean, he's not really incorrect. And
yeah, he is 100% incorrect, as I've demonstrated, and so are you, 100%.
And Nathan Oakley just spamming incorrect.
Spamming incorrect. Yeah, with warrant, and I just showed it.
Interrupting him while he's saying.
Interrupting the dumbest person on the panel, besides you. You weren't on this panel. But up to this point, he was the dumbest person on the panel. Yes. We are going to interrupt doofuses. Yes, we are. Yep.
That not only is that completely obnoxious behavior.
Oh, now we're back to obnoxious.
But it doesn't add anything, because he could have literally waited 10 seconds for Whitehead to finish. And then,
how do you know it wasn't 12 seconds? Maybe 30 seconds. How do you know that? What a moron.
And say exactly what he was going to say. Again, this is why people don't like Nathan.
Oh, here we go. Another ad home.
Nathan Oakley.
His argument's correct. You didn't deal with his arguments yet. He stated them earlier, but you didn't pay any attention to him. And Denise overtalked him.
It's completely obnoxious.
It's completely obnoxious.
Like unnecessarily obnoxious.
Not unnecessarily obnoxious.
Now, to certain people, like goofs like Professor Dave, I mean, that would be
and you
entirely appropriate behavior. But to a guy like Whitehead in this scenario
where he was so polite,
I don't believe it's that appropriate, and it's not.
You don't believe it's that appropriate? That doesn't make any sense.
A good look. It doesn't make one seem more intelligent. In fact, it makes one seem less so.
Why would we want color commentary from a demonstrated idiot like yourself? Who cares what you think?
But let's continue here.
Well, thank the Lord.
Let me go ahead and just answer, because David, I think you're obviously on the right track here. It is
the right track. I don't think so. You're just being nice. I understand, Patrick. He's not on the right track. He's not on the train. He's not on the track. He's off the reservation.
the establishment of cause and effect of a naturally occurring phenomenon by experimentation. So you form a hypothesis after you observe a natural phenomenon.
Look at him. Patrick's giving him the juice. Look at him. What? What? Wasn't that what I said? No.
And then your hypothesis
Look at him shaking his head. Yes.
is the independent variable, the thing that you think caused the phenomenon. And then the researcher goes about manipulating that independent variable in order to see if by that experiment he can cause the dependent variable.
Look at the look on his face. He's in deep thought.
Also known as the
Phenomena.
the observed phenomenon.
Okay, so again, it's not like there's only one definition of science.
Oh my God. Number one, we're not defining science. You idiot crayon muncher. Your definitions of science are all incorrect. Even if they were natural science, it would still be incorrect. And then he's just opened up the floodgates for equivocation fallacies, law of identity violations. If there's different definitions for the same term, you idiot crayon muncher, then that just floats the boat. It ripens the garden for equivocation fallacies. That didn't make any damn sense. You know, I told him as much. I responded to this video. Maybe we didn't get to some of these. Oh, there it is right there. So let's take a look at this. MindShock. You wouldn't know what natural science or the scientific method was if it climbed up your arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in Carolina Reaper lace concertina wire. Back to this one. This is one of his comments. Sorry I didn't quote it. There's many different definitions of natural science. He just stated that, right? Like I said, wouldn't that be a law of identity violation? Also, a garden ripe for equivocation. That's fallacies, folks. Then he goes into astronomy, so I batted him around. Astronomy is not a natural science, you goof. Oh, he also stated this. We didn't get there yet, but we're going to. We may not get there today, though. He said, you can't always manipulate variables. So I told him, well, if you can't manipulate the independent variable in your experiments, then it's not natural science, you goof. And then my summary. You evaluating others' knowledge on natural science and the scientific method is tantamount to Mr. Magoo evaluating Louis Pasteur's acumen with microbial fermentation. Take the next 3 days off, then quit. Okay, clown. That was my this is only after I listened to a few minutes of his bullshit. So that was my summary. Oh, wrong one. Let's get back. You know what? It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're going to stop it right here. Y'all don't mind? I'm starting to get hungry. Oh, look out. Superchat. Mike 808. Hey, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. He didn't have any messages for me. Yeah, we're going to stop it right here. That's right, Flatsy. Superchat. Super fluid. Supermodel. Super chain smoker. Yeah, that's all I can deal with tonight. Like I said, my stomach's starting to growl. You emailed me. I can't be arsed. Yep. We're going to wrap it on up with this here for today, folks. We'll probably get to it. I'm going to be frozen in here. So just keep an eye and an ear out. Keep a weathered eye, right, for the next one. And we'll start from exactly where we let off. With Denise and MindSHOT, Mind Dump, compromising themselves. As per usual. I'm on to chicken soup, folks. Appreciate you out there. Be careful. Be very careful out there. There's sphere tards everywhere you are. You better make sure they got their helmets on. QE. Out.
Yeah, somebody just posted the vestibular system on the chat here, a live stream. But the vestibular system doesn't detect motion. That was something I was taught growing up, that it detects motion. It doesn't. It detects acceleration. Big difference. And we are able to detect acceleration pretty easily. We're not very good at detecting velocity. All we can do with velocity is measure that relative motion with respect to something else.
Oh, yeah.
Well then, doofus Danny, the dipshit astronomer, since the Earth in your ball-tard spinning space monkey religion is rotating, hence has an angular velocity, ergo the Earth is constantly accelerating, and
we are able to detect acceleration pretty easily.
Can you please explain to us why we can't detect it easily? Por favor?
You are so dumb. Damn.